Transhumanism, the world under hypnosis. Hashtag transhumanism. Hypno-transhumanism to cybernetic mutation. This video is a kind of introduction video for a whole series of videos about transhumanism, why and how this whole world is kept under permanent hypnosis and mass hysteria. There will be shorter and longer videos, and some are only in a postcard format. You will find them on the links below, on the No Harm Radio, and later on also on the website. The whole world is in a hypnotic trance state, and just let the transformation to the bionic superhuman by transhumanism happen, and even support it by the manifold programs of the large-scale Babylonian MK-Ultraprogram. No, they don't want to kill all people, but they want people to become all-around remote-controlled robotic superhumans to be used as perfect slaves on one side, but also for themselves to reach the goal of eternal life, aka digital immortality in an AI-controlled fictional computer world. So, as we already talked since long time, this was their goal, and it looks like they achieve it way sooner. As they say, they will achieve it by 2030. And where we have this super Musk that is implanting chips, and everybody is celebrating while he is supporting vaccines and climate change, etc. But many get frustrated because other people are not waking up, and at the same time claim they have woken up. But if they really have woken up, why they still wonder and are surprised why other people did not wake up yet? People get angry about others who are still asleep. Why do they don't see what is going on? Why are people so stupid, ignorant, blind? Why they question nothing? Give them names like sheeple, dumb masses, idiots, etc. As it would be as easy to wake up, drink a coffee and, okay, we get lied to, the whole world is a lie, we were lying, we lost into ego self-worshipping and did almost everything twisted and destroy our life and life in general. Nobody wakes up like that. And the ones who pretend to be awake, ask them, but from what did they wake up, and to what did they really wake up? Because claiming being awake is already a sign of them being still completely ignorant of what is really going on. Because it's not about waking up from simple sleep, but it's from deep programming, hypnosis. Trance people are not sleeping, people are in trance. This trance comes from a high sophisticated hypnosis technique elaborated by the controllers over centuries to get almost to the perfection of having people in this trance as remote controlled slaves. Control the thoughts and you control everything. Every feeling, twist into emotions, words into spells, intentions into manipulation, and every action of our life will be controlled remotely without even being noticed, or worse, people will be persuaded to think, feel, talk, and walk on their own. And yes, obviously, not many have by now figured out what this hypnosis psychosis is all about and how complex and deep it goes, how it really works, how to spot it out, recognize it, and how to get away from it. Many describe the problem very well, detailed in, they lay down the issues, mostly very superficial, and when it comes to the remedy, what they often call solutions, they will just provide any other program as a psyops prepared by the controllers to keep people within the Babylonian system trance one way or another. No matter if it's political, religious, new age, sovereignty, aliens, Trump, Putin, Elon Musk, or the savior and the heroes, or finally just worshipping the self and the ego, there are millions of honeypots people love to remain and are happy in their own created bubble. That's why we will get into other series of videos to look deeper and from another perspective how, where, when this hypnosis or system programming, emotional, ego-driven zombie trance take place, how to confront it, avoid it, and get rid of it. We have already a couple of podcasts again where we go deeper into this stuff. Links below, but we will also put it maybe in the podcast, maybe in some images on it, and put them also on the YouTube channel. To have a better comprehension about how people function in the program of the system, we look today into hypnosis. But also other videos will be about Kabbalistic mantras, totalitarianism of ideologies, the self, the source of all mental problem. That podcast is already out. Structure of manipulation. That is a video that we talk long time about how the manipulation really works. And also the different manipulation techniques. What the psyops really is, how to recognize it, why they do it, and how to spot them out very quickly. And what we call harmonics is all about the frequency, the geomagnetism, also the music, also when they call it the 44 and the 440 and the 432, all that illusion of that kind of claims. And why the brain does not think, why traditional religion and intellectuals can't think for themselves. It's all about the mirror world. The harmony syndrome or the harmony complex is also about already a podcast we put out. Why the transgender is a Kabbalistic product, and how to keep a psychopath in check. The true confrontation without creating more harm. The real dead. What the real dead is really. When we give up life, and the responsibility as only remedy, as question mark. As these videos will of course not free anyone from the burden of being in trance. It will not make anyone better or being more advanced as the one who are deep within the trance. What people do with all this or not is entirely their own responsibility. Here we can see an example why people are getting in panic, yeah, and they just run all. We don't have the sound of it, but when you're going to repeat the video, you will see that it's just some people running with a dog, and everybody starts to run. And this is a perfect example of this mass psychosis, how it is created. How you can see some people run with their dog, and other people look and see and start to run. And this is how mass psychosis really worked. It became more and more obvious how the world is is deeply into mass formation of psychosis, or as we have said, the transformation. Many ask, where is this coming from? Why is this happening? Where did it start? Who was the first? Who was the most who is the most powerful? Who is the enemy to eliminate? Is it the Jew, the elite, the deep state, Rome, the Jesuit, the Freemason, the Satanist, the pedophile, the politician, the religion, economy, or the communist, or the capitalist, the bankers, or the politicians? Always the people are looking for kind of enemy without noticing that anytime they're pointing 3 fingers, like this, this, 3-finger point on ourselves. And then, of course, people think they need an enemy to fight against without noticing that they are just fighting for themselves. Dictator is following one leader. Totalitarian dictatorship is the mass hypnosis of the mass transformation. So we're going to look a little bit into what is going on, why all this stuff is really coming from, because we always watch about the result, but we never want to really look into deeper into stuff, why this stuff is happening. The fear of death, why the people fear death, without questioning if death is even exist. And this is this psychosis where many psychologic and people are gaining a lot of money also with medication and so on. But a lot of people don't really want to look what is really going on. One video podcast that we already did is about the whole self. The podcast we did is about the self as all mental problems, and that is, of course, something people should really look into it. So when people get split off, when the people have all this kind of mental illness, people are talking about being paranoid, being have double personalities and so on, and this is what we clearly can see actually how this really takes effect, and also how people wear different masks, make pretend to be good when they are really feel really not good, and they lie every time to other people and also themselves. And people should realize that this is harming ourselves if we play this kind of game and wear different kind of masks just for different kind of situations. We are always killing who we really are, and this is where we suffer the most. Yeah. So this end up in a complete chaos, and again, a chaos is an empty hole, is nothing. And in this empty hole, people try to make their walls to pretend that they have something kind of room. But this is exactly how people try to fill up the blankets. And this is also like a kind of just a side effect of this whole hypnotic trance. And that's why we're going to look into a little bit into what hypnosis is really about. And for that, we found a quite good video where we're going to react a little bit about and analyze a little bit how the whole hypnosis is working.
Use this TED Talk as an opportunity to finally explain what's happening to someone when he's hypnotized. And actually, I think that hypnosis is such a ridiculously misunderstood concept that the vast majority of hypnotists don't actually understand what they're doing. And when I began, I was none the wiser. I want to honestly share the story of the first time I ever successfully hypnotized someone. It was a small family event. I was invited to do my magic show.
So then he go on, blah, 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 and we just gonna watch straight up into when he hypnotize someone, how he do it, and what he gain of it.
Front, take a deep breath in. Perfect, and on the breath out, close your eyes and remain with your eyes closed. By the way, Hila, you're wide awake, you're listening to me. If you weren't awake, you wouldn't hear me. And what we're doing is very simple. I'm touching on your forehead. Please look forcefully up, up, up without opening your eyes, as up as you possibly can, and begin feeling pressure building and accumulating in your eyes. More and more pressure building in your eyes, so much so that your eyes begin locking. It begins feeling as if your eyelids are made of concrete, as if your eyelashes are gluing to each other. Exactly. Keep looking up, 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 and realize that in fact the more you try, the more your eyes lock. And at this point I want you to try and see that your eyes won't open. Please try and see that the more you try, the more, exactly, your eyes lock. The more you try, the more your eyes lock. And that's weird because usually it's so easy to blink. Keep trying.
Okay, that's one of the trick he do, and then he do a second one.
Stick
a little bit here.
Is all of
yeah.
Right hand forwards, deep breath in, breath out, close your eyes. Deep breath in, and on the breath out, just begin realizing that your right foot just becomes a little bit heavier than it usually is. All of the right side of your body is just becoming hard and glued to the ground. You can imagine that the floor is made of concrete, sticking your foot and gluing again. And as you do this, I want you to take another deep breath in, deep breath out, your foot glues to the ground, and I want you to gently try and see that your right foot cannot move. The more you try, the more it locks. The more you try, the more it locks. Exactly, and it's not only your right foot, it's your left foot as well. Try picking up and see that you can't pick up your feet. Thank you guys, good night. No. I'm gonna count to 3. On the count of 3, a few things will happen. 1, you will be completely free. 2, you will get a spontaneous round of applause from everyone in TEDx Technion. 1, 2, 3. So like this. See that one?
Now you're gonna explain about what he did and how he did it. Okay, let's just roll it.
What's happening here? People use hypnosis to describe a huge variety of things, but it looks like people are actually experiencing something so dramatic that we can't easily explain it with things like relaxation or focus or guided imagery. What's the secret that's giving these hypnotic inductions that seemingly magic mind control power over people? I think I figured it out. And if I'm right, then hypnosis is deceptively simple. I think hypnosis is primarily about one thing: convincing the subject that the hypnotist has control over him.
That's it. And that's exactly how manipulation and this whole thing is always working, that you convince someone that he is in this condition as you describe it.
That's it. I want to paraphrase to really clarify my point. I'm arguing that a hypnotic trance is nothing more than a person holding the belief that he or she is being controlled by the hypnotist. If that's true, it means that hypnosis is just a persuasion process, and that the reason that these hypnotic inductions are working is because they look convincing enough to work. So I think the best way to make this abstract point real to you is to walk you through what I just did with Hila. So, Hila, may I bring you one more time on stage? Thank you very, very, very much, Hila. You can stand over here. My only focus is to persuade Hila that I have control over her eyes and over her legs. Once I'm done, game over. So the first thing I did was I asked her to close her eyes, asked her to look up, and realized that her eyes are beginning to lock just a little bit. Now that's just a known magician's trick. When you have your eyes closed and you look up, it's just kind of harder to open your eyes. I want you to all try. Everybody close your eyes for a moment.
Try
Without
it.
moving your head, look up, 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 and realize that it's just a little bit harder to open your eyes at this point. Open your eyes. The interesting point is when Hila thinks to herself, I can't open my eyes because of Ben. The words he said made this happen. From that point on,
And again, words. It needs words for something to happen to explain it like this.
it doesn't matter if she look forwards or anything. She believes that her eyes need to remain shut. And with the legs, I also did some subtle magician trickery just as a convincer. But again, the interesting thing is making her believe. I asked Hila to stand with her feet shoulder width apart. Perfect. And slide your right foot like that, a little bit forwards. Now, we all know how to walk. We know that in order to lift your leg, you have to shift your weight to the other foot so that you can lift that one. I asked Hila to take a deep breath in and out. That kind of looks relevant, but what I really did was I put her weight on her right foot here. Kind of hard to pick it up. Especially when I have my hand on her back, not letting her lean back. Now,
You see, he also makes some gesture and put the weight in a way that she can't lift it. Nobody can. If the weight on your foot, you can't lift your feet. That's logic.
you feel that I'm blocking you. So what I did so that you won't feel it again, it's a subtle little magician trick, it's not the point of the matter, is I slowly slid my hand up your back. Doesn't that feel as if I'm letting you lean back? Try leaning back now. And doesn't that feel as if I let you? And then he lies like, I tried picking up my leg just like I always do, and I didn't manage. It must be Ben. And when I see the moment of belief, I've been looking at her face throughout the process. You can put your hand down. It just looks weird. I've been looking at her face throughout
And they are Israeli, so yeah.
the process. And the moment I see her going, I can't do it, that's when I can lean her on the other leg, let go, and her feet are going to remain stuck to the ground. So again, another huge, huge round of applause for Hila. Thank you very much.
You get the point. That's what they do. They always suggesting, is always part of the whole process of make a hypnosis. And this is always, you have to convince someone until they get it all. But if you look just in the etymology, coming from sleep, coined as alternative from hypnosis, from hypno, sleep, and osis, condition. By the distinction was not sustained, by hypnosis was being used of artificial induced condition. That's it. So again, this is all about repeating and convincing, and this is what they use permanently to put finally everyone in sleep. And this is also how you can convince many others, as we have seen in other examples where they just follow the masses. Because they don't want to make it different. We will also show some of these examples later on. But finally, you always find, also in etymology, you always find something why stuff is happening. It's also about the fascination. Somebody have to be fascinated by hypnosis to fall into hypnosis. You have to be fascinated by a psyops, by ideology, by a religion, by God, by a mysticism or something like that. And if you look, fascination is an act of bewitching. From Latin fascinem, nominative noun of action from the past, fascinar, bewitched, enhanced, see fascinate, meaning state of being fascinated, again, a state, fascinating equality, attractive influence upon attention. So again, we can see fascination is also the fascist, and this is what they want to do, of course, in a large scale. So if we want to find out how this hamster wheel is permanently running in our head and to get rid of it, we have really to look deeper into stuff instead to just scratch the surface and realize more that this whole hypnotic stuff is really just persuasion, conviction, suggestion, consent, and submission. But this hypnotic stuff always happen by consent. Somebody go on stage and let hypnotize themselves. So many shitty things are going on, but what if everything is just a consequence of our own doing here and now? And if this is the case, we also can change all this. But we have to start to make the change. That's why waking up from hypnosis, or also to comprehend why others are in this hypnosis, is a very important part of waking up, really. The bubble needs to burst from inside. If somebody comes from outside and try to burst the bubble, people will get very aggressive. They have to burst it from their free own will, otherwise they will just try to fix the bubble as soon as possible. That's why the confrontation, challenging the thoughts, the source, verify, test, and recognize, and all without doing harm. This is the whole challenge, what we can do if we want to bring real change, and provide the facts, looking at the facts, not always twist the different ideologies that is just spread out by the controlled opposition, and opinion here, opinion there, and why we are not just looking at the facts. And not to have this kind of feeling that we have to help others. This stops people from having their own experience, but we can support them if they really want to get back to the truth of life themselves. So we can support them, kick ass when we see that they don't do it. Finally, it all comes to the point where we are in the same boat. So no matter if there are idiots, dumb asses, and I don't know what, we are all in the same boat and have to look that, of course, if somebody make a hole in the boat, we have to tell them, what the fuck are you doing? But it doesn't make any sense that if we are just blame the people and think that we are kind of waking up and we are the elite and can now just move on without any further questioning. Even the worst neighbor, people we had arguments with in the past, people who deceived us or even stole us or destroy something, is not about to forgive and not about to forget. If we forgive without making them responsible for the harm, we will still face the burden of the harm. And forgiving is a religious mantra, as it is hold on the burden of the harm and therefore the curse. So the curse will not go away, the harm will not go away if we forgive. But we don't have to judge. We have to learn, or we always can learn every day. And if it's something to handle some other arguments or ideologies and to keep the bullshit away, then we also can learn always something. Staying aware and vigilant about everything that's happening around us without becoming paranoid. unfriendly, distrust, angry, frustrated. Otherwise, we get lost. The real challenge of all this is to remain alive without fighting for it. If we want to live without harm, then we have to stop harming ourselves and life around us. We have not the right to harm ourselves by judging, by being angry, by panicking. This is all the harm we are doing to life and finally ourselves and then all life around us. So thanks for watching, and some more videos and podcasts will come. Keep an eye on it. See you on the next. Thanks.